Hey folks, so I'm just going to give you a quick run through of the GPTs on ChatGPT, which is basically the AI assistants. So first things first, to access this screen, you just need to find that either in the left-hand side bar of ChatGPT, or you can just go to chatgpt.com/. Here is where you'll find all of the publicly released AI assistants or custom AI assistants that focus on different tasks that users have created. So you can see here, there's lots of different ones from writing, research and analysis, education, and more. So what we want to do is go to the top right-hand side of the screen here, click create, and then we will go into our build window. Two sides to this window. The first side is where we create the backend of our custom assistant, or GPT in this case. And on the right-hand side is where you can use a demo environment to try it out, and also to change the model that you use there as well. So the recommendation, as you would have seen in the article, is if you are not so tech savvy, maybe use the create functionality where you can just talk to ChatGPT to tell it what kind of assistant you want to create based on the problem that you're solving and the things that you want it to do. Personally, I use this configure screen. So through the instructions that you see in the article, you'll see how to enter a name, add a description, add your system instructions, which are very important. You can add the logo, conversation starters, knowledge files that we talk about, and capabilities as well. This actions piece at the end here is basically where you can use APIs. If you're not familiar with using APIs, probably best not to jump into that unless you can get some expert help there. But fundamentally, APIs will allow you to connect your GPTs into other tools. So this is an example of what it looks like from fresh. What we are going to do is look at one that I've already created earlier, so you can see the final product and how that looks. Okay, so this GPT is one that I've created with a company previously on product teams, and I'm going to use this as an example to show you what a fully fleshed out backend GPT looks like. So I've got my name, I've got my description, you can see my instructions here. So I provided a template of instructions in the article that accompanies this video. But what you can see here, I'm very specific in really kind of crafting what does this GPT do? How does it help people? I give it examples of what we're looking for as the output. And I also tell it to what files to refer to as part of the knowledge sources. And you'll see my knowledge sources here. So really kind of key to say, as I do in the article, that make sure that you break up your knowledge sources. Don't just shove everything into one PDF and expect the GPT to find it, because it doesn't always work that way. You can see here that I haven't activated any capabilities or actions for this GPT because it's not needed, because all the information is here. So the important things to note are: one, get your knowledge sources in a good defined structure. And then two, of course, these system instructions need to be really, I won't say bulletproof, but they need to be structured and they need to be an intricate part of your user experience to make sure that your users get the outcomes that they want. So you'll have to tweak a lot of this over time, but this is what a finalized product looks like. You can update it. And of course, what we will do is when we click share, you can see in the article as well, you can keep it private, you can share it with a link, or you can publish it to the GPT store. So that's just a quick overview of what a backend of a GPT looks like in ChatGPT. Okay, folks, so another option that you can use to build a custom AI assistant is the Sana.ai platform. So there is both a free and paid plan version of this. Now, in order to create an assistant, what we need to do on our front screen here is click more, and then Sana calls these agents and we get taken to our agent screen. So here, as it says, that you can create these agents and assistants that combine instructions and knowledge for any combination of tasks. So this works exactly the same as GPTs and the third option that I will show you as well. So in order to do that, again, you just hit create and then you get the same options. So name, description, enter your instructions. If you want to get advanced, you can pick the model that you want to power. So I'm on a paid plan, so I'm not too sure if you get access to all of these, but if you upgrade, of course, you can do that. Exactly the same as when we're building our GPT. You can upload knowledge files. If Sana is connected into your business, you can connect it to particular files and topics in there. Then tasks. So tasks are fundamentally a way that you can get these assistants to do something for you, write an email, find some research. I won't go too much into that. That's a bit specific to Sana here, but you can do that. And then visibility. So again, who can you share this with? So you can make that call on this page with user groups or keeping it private. And much the same as we did with ChatGPT, you have this build screen on the left-hand side and a test screen on the right-hand side here. So if we were to put all of that together, I would give you an example of a very quick one that I've built using Claude 3.7 as the model. So I will go to edit, and then what we can see here is I haven't put any instructions at the moment for this demo purposes, but I've given the description, there's a name, there's no knowledge there currently, but I can pull knowledge in from outside, and then visibility is to me, and I can play with that here. So again, very simple to do, but of course, take your time in structuring what is it that you want to actually achieve and the output for this. So our final option is a tool called chip.ai that I've been using for the past few years. I actually use this tool to build assistants that work across my courses and work with students. So it's a little bit mature, this one. So you can build assistants that connect into different applications as well. They also have a marketplace. So you can basically look at templates and copy them or buy them as well, which is pretty good. They've also recently got a generator. So it's really simple. You can basically copy and paste a URL and it will create an assistant based on that. But what we are going to do is go to my apps, and then I've got a bunch of assistants that I've already created. We're going to go to new chip chat. It's called a chip chat, but it's basically an assistant. And this works very similar to the other tools that we've seen. So again, name, description, starting message. So we spoke about in the article about conversation starters, what goes there. You can choose your model. So I'm on a paid plan, so you can choose a bunch of different models depending upon what you're trying to achieve. Your prompt, so your prompt is your system instructions. So the great thing about Chip as well is that you can generate these using AI with this button here. Add your knowledge sources. What I really like about Chip is you can actually add the knowledge sources of all of these places. So I quite often use not just URLs, but podcasts, YouTube, load stuff to create my assistants so they can be super helpful. And then we get the capabilities. So do you want to upload files? Do you want it to create images? Can it recognize images? Can it retrieve information from URLs? And of course, browsing the web. If you want to get nerdier, there are pro actions as well and custom actions. Again, you'll need a bit more technical expertise to do this. And you can also, again, style, logo, all of that good stuff there. So pretty simple to do and set up. You can use the same design principles that we spoke about in the article across all of these three options. So GPTs of ChatGPT, Sana AI, and also with chip.ai as well.